Hi everybody, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're not. I am Michelle. In today's video, I'm gonna try to make this as quickly as possible. I got my Wonder Pup here with me, and I basically doing this video at the request of a viewer. And so it is all about the categories that are in my cash envelope system. So not necessarily all of my budgeting categories, but the ones that are in my cash envelopes. And so for the most part, a lot of my categories do tend to be incorporated in my cash envelope system. Before I get into it, first let me say this. I think that when you make your whole budgeting and money management process fun, buy a nice pretty planner, a nice pretty envelope system, when you engage in these different savings challenges, it does help you to kind of stay on track. Because, if you're just every day in, day out, whatever, I manage money, I transfer it to my savings account or whatever, that's just like mundane, right? But when you make it fun, when you make it engaging, I think it really does help you to stay focused and to stay on track. So that was just my little spiel for now. Now to get into my categories. So I did share in a previous video, this is my new cash envelope system. And I had this done on Etsy. I got this from Etsy. And so let me first just give an overview of what my categories are. So I have auto, I have dining out. Oops, I have this pretty pen. I have auto, I have dining out, I have family, I have giving, grocery. I had to cover this up because it's a card that I'm using right now, and it's a gift card. I've got personal, and I've got pet care. I have one for savings challenges. And what I like to do is transfer the money that I am putting in the savings challenge envelopes into this one, because then I'm gonna take this and put it to the side so that I can calculate all of the money that I've saved throughout the year. I'm doing the Budget Moms 1 year savings challenges. It's sort of like a kit, and each month is a different savings challenge. I have a shopping envelope here. So I have 10 cash envelope categories. My total categories are actually 15. So like I said, most of my spending categories go in the cash envelope system. Every now and again, I will spend, on my card or from my debit card, and then I will transfer the money. Sometimes I'll take the money from here and I'll put it back, or I'll use money that I was going to use from something else in the account, and then I won't put in the cash envelope the next month. So I fund my cash envelopes once a month. I get paid twice a month, and then I get money from my side gigs twice a month, depending on, who the source is. Let's start with the first one, which is auto. Auto encompasses gas and parking. That is it. Very rarely do I have to pay for parking, but sometimes I do. Now, here's the crazy caveat about that. A lot of these places don't want to take cash. So you have to use your card in order to pay for the parking, or there's like an app and then you use your credit card. So typically auto is more so funded, usually takes care of gas more so than it does parking. But every now and again, if I have to pay for parking and they take cash, I'll use the cash. The next one being dining out. This one is pretty self-explanatory, but for me, dining out is not like going to like a 5-star restaurant and I got the cash for it. First of all, I can't afford a 5-star restaurant right now because I'm paying off debt. Dining out is for me, for example, and this happens twice a week for me. My son goes to school twice a week. I do not let him go for the full week. He's actually graduating soon, but I let him go to school on the days that he does therapy. I let him go to school with his nurse. If he doesn't have a nurse with him, he sits with his therapies, he does his therapy, and then, I bring him back home. But during that time that I'm waiting, I go to a coffee shop and I work. Because I do work from home, I just bring my laptop with me and I spend my dining out money for my coffee shop, breakfast, coffee, whatever. If I go and I spend money on a snack, I have a vending machine in my building. Terrible, terrible thing. But if I go, I will take money out of my dining out and use it on snacks. It's just, I mean, that's not really dining out, but I consider it snacks because I'm putting it in my mouth and I'm using money to put it in my mouth, not the money, but the snack that I'm buying outside. It's just like a meal, right? So if you went to eat at a restaurant and you ate a meal, that'd be dining out. If you cooked at home, you'd be dining in. If I bought snacks at home, I'd be dining in on that snack. But because I'm buying it from outside to eat it outside, or I'm spending extra money to go and buy a snack, it comes from my dining out. Family. So my family envelope actually is not getting as much mileage on it as it has the past like year or so. Initially, I created the family envelope because my daughter is in college and she actually just got pinned. She's an occupational therapy assistant. I'm so proud of her. And she's going back to school. But during her time that she was out, she wasn't working. She's now working. So I don't use the family envelope for her so much anymore. Actually, not at all anymore, because she's got money. She's working her part-time job while she's finishing up her final studies. She's doing her field work. What I use family for now is, so I have a son, a special needs son. Every now and again, he needs something that is beyond my regular, my regular budgeting like things. So instead of using shopping as a category, I specifically use the family category to buy things for him. That if I need to, spot my husband a 20 or whatever, I put it in the family category because he's family, or just anybody that I have to give money to or spend money on for something is coming from the family category. Next one is giving. This one kind of underwent a little bit of a change. Giving to me meant like if I gave money to a family member, but like I said, now I'm using family for that. So giving now for me is if let's say, for example, I'm out and, sometimes people are asking for money, like, do you have $1 or do you have some money so I can get some food? I'm going to take money out of my giving envelope to sort of like charity. If I go to a church event, right now I'm home, but when I get back at it, I'm going to be saving money in my giving. So when I am at church and I have the offering plate, let's say, for example, passes, I will take it from my giving envelope. The other portion of my giving actually is my tithes and offerings that I pay from online, but that's it's the same category, but a separate funding source. Grocery for so long, people would put like food as their category, but to me, just like my mind was like, yeah, but paper towels is not food. And people were lumping that in the same. So I said, you know what, grocery, anything that I buy at the grocery store, if I'm going to supermarket shop and for food, or if I'm going to supermarket shop for toiletries in my house, things like soap, whatever the case may be. What I don't include in my grocery category is things like my hair products or my skin care products, because I consider that personal, but we'll get to that category. Miscellaneous is literally anything that doesn't intuitively, for me, fit into one of my other envelopes. So for example, I had to buy a new strainer for my sink. Well, I don't really consider that shopping, and I don't have an envelope for home because I live in an apartment. I'm really not spending a lot of money on my home. Whatever decor I have, I don't really replace it that often. Every now and again, I'll buy something new, but when I do, I would take that out of shopping. But for miscellaneous, it's just little odds and end type things that just really don't intuitively fit into a category for me. The next one is personal. Personal is I spend money on laundry. I have a laundromat in my building. That typically funds that for the most part. However, every now and again, let's say I'm out and I'm like, you know what? Oh, this is really cute. They're selling, I live in New York, so there's like places to spend money and buy things everywhere. And it may be just for me that I may get something. Let's say I am at a street fair. Perfect example. I'm at the street fair. They're selling like little trinkets, jewelry, whatever. I would take that out of my personal. I would not take that out of my shopping because it's really just for me. So the personal is just for me, in addition to the laundry that I spend for my household at the laundromat. Okay, your personal may be something totally different. Next is pet care. This one is kind of self-explanatory. However, let me just say this. It is not pet food that I include in the cash envelope pet care. It is still the category of pet care when I buy food for my dog, but I typically do not spend cash on that. I use Chewy.com to buy all of her food, all of her dental treats, all of that stuff that comes out of the pet care category, but not out of my pet care envelope. This pet care envelope specifically covers her grooming. It covers when I need to spend money on her like heart guard medication or her neck guard, you know, her trips to the vet or physical like examination at Vetco. Vetco is a part of Petco. It's their vets. You don't pay for their vet bill. You just pay for the medication. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's a more affordable way to give your pet care. And I just use this envelope. I always have at least $60, $65 in this. As soon as I spend it, I begin to fund it right away because I know she goes for grooming at least once every month or maybe every other month. It really just depends how fast her hair is growing at the time. Savings challenges. Now this one is a little bit different from the rest because when I am calculating how much cash I have in my cash envelope, I do not include the savings challenge envelope. Instead, what I do is as I'm participating in savings challenges and saving money throughout the month, it'll go in this main envelope. But then again, like I said, I'll transition it to the envelope that I'm going to use for the challenge and put it aside later. So that's why I don't count it, because I'm only counting the money that I plan to spend at some point in time. The savings challenge money, granted, I may spend it or I may save it, but because it's kind of not determined yet how I'm going to spend my savings challenge money, I don't count it as money that's available to spend, which is what your cash envelope is about. Shopping. Shopping is going to be very much so. I really wish it could be Amazon, but I don't want to put cash to shop from Amazon in the envelope when it's charging to my, my Amazon credit card. It just doesn't make sense for me because then I have to go back to the bank, put it in. I'm not doing that. So whatever I spend on Amazon, whatever I spend online, that just comes out of my account. When I'm doing my budget, let's say I've budgeted $200 for shopping. Whatever I know I'm going to spend on Amazon or whatever online sites, I'm just not going to deduct that and put it in the cash envelope shopping. This cash envelope shopping is if I go shopping in an actual physical store, a brick and mortar. I'm going to Macy's to buy me some jeans. I'm taking it out my shopping envelope. I'm going to, this girl, she'd be something else. Basically, brick and mortar shopping. That's what this envelope is for. That is it. That is it for my cash envelope categories. I hope you like this video. And, I love this little binder that I got. It did come with this little engraving on it, but that part really isn't the best quality. It's peeling off, but this part was complimentary. So, it doesn't affect the functioning of the cash envelope binder. I used to use a different one. It used to get a little messy, but again, like I said earlier in the video, when you have something that looks nice, when you have something that you enjoy looking at, you one, use it more often, and two, you stay more focused on maintaining it. That is it for this video. I will catch you in the next one, which, okay, guys, I have to say this, I have to preface this. This video was actually supposed to be about something near and dear to my heart that I want to share with you, but I'm not ready to share it yet. It's because it's kind of a sensitive topic and I'm still working through some things. It is health related. It is weight management related, but that's all I'm going to say for now. I'm going to now switch over. I have another YouTube channel where it's all about my hair, and guys, like, I'm literally about to wash my hair and finish up a video for that channel. But anyway, I'll leave that link down below if that's something that you're interested in as well. I have a lot more subscribers over there and my antics are definitely a little more colorful. But anyway, thanks for watching. God bless you.